Here are your spoilers for Beyond the Gates on Thursday, October 30th, 2025. Derek feels insecure about the connection Ashley has with Andre, and he still believes that if he hadn't gotten himself injured, the two of them would still be together. In Thursday's episode, a run-in with Andre pushes Derek to ask Ashley for a wedding update. Whether this wedding ever happens remains to be seen, but I wouldn't be surprised if it falls apart this fall. After a tense, enlightening standoff between Ted, Carlton, and Nicole, Ted left work knowing who his friends and enemies really are. In Thursday's episode, Ted and Leslie try to forge a new path forward. "The enemy of my enemy is my friend" is an old saying, but it could be true now more than ever. Leslie and Ted putting the past behind them? Ted may just succumb to her spell and give in to his needs. Well, we don't need to ask what Samantha was thinking, but her parents' reaction was more than justified. In Thursday's episode, Tyrell defends his sister's honor, which impresses Jessica. Tyrell would love nothing more than to get back with Jessica after things went south not that long ago. In Thursday's episode, Vernon and Nicole's Halloween plans are interrupted by an interloper, followed by family members seeking some much-needed advice. Leslie crashes yet another get-together at the Dupree mansion. She loves turning up uninvited. Trick or Treat takes on a whole new meaning this Thursday, as dressed as an angel, Leslie arrives and instantly starts sparring with Nicole, and the world-renowned psychiatrist cannot help herself from taking the bait and getting herself all riled and joining the fray. When things get too much for the Duprees, they always gather with Anita and Vernon, whose sole mission seems to be holding the family together while it heals from whatever storyline is upon them. Almost at the end of the week, soap fans, and you know what that means, Friday cliffhangers and the next installment of the next week's sneak peek and the scoop. Hey babes, welcome back to Gossip Delight. It's your girl Daisy, and trust me, today's tea is scorching, steamy, and absolutely unmissable. Buckle up, because we're diving straight into the drama. Carlton apologizes to Nicole for his behavior at the hospital, and just like that, Nicole puts her would-be beau on ice. Why? She's not ready to move on, and she still has feelings for Ted. She can't make any decisions about the future while her heart is still bleeding. He thanks her for the most graceful rejection ever, but she says it's just hitting pause, at least for now. Yet before sending him off into the night, she shares a kiss with the guy. Danny and Vanessa have a catch-up at the country club. Hearing about Leslie and Haley crossing paths, Danny quips, "I swear, this club is infested with interloping sluts." Without signaling, Danny switches lanes by urging her friend to push Joey out of her life. But Vanessa refuses to apologize for feeling something other than grief and guilt. Danny fears the blonde is thinking of marrying Joey, but Vanessa has a different plan. She doesn't want to be the woman standing beside Joey's throne. She wants to sit on it with him. Jacob's dad puts on his stern face and visits Joey to lay down the law. Elon is ticked that Joey ordered Malone to stay in town and on his payroll. Joey makes it clear they need to be smart because we both know there are bigger entities at stake here. Warning, it's not just their necks on the line. They talk about big names who are seen as angels even as they hide their horns. Joey says if they don't want to keep Marcel on the force, they can groom his replacement. Jacob! Joey says it was a joke, but Elon doesn't see the humor in it. But the dad seems more than willing to serve Joey his bad son, Isaiah, on a silver platter. Isaiah reaches out to his ex, Yolanda, and is shot down again. Feeling blue, he reaches out to Eva, who joins him for drinks at Uptown. They complain about their parental units, his dad, her mom, and his ex. After using a dead-on insecure reference to Peg Isaiah, she suggests he is at the bar trolling for a rebound chick. But clearly, these two are headed for a relationship. Samantha's dads are furious to find her half-dressed and clearly on the verge of going all the way with Nathan. She says it's not what it looks like, but yeah, it is, and her fathers know it, especially after finding the condom Nathan dropped when they barged in. They give Nathan what for, leaving Sam mortified. She points out she's 16, the age of consent in DC. That doesn't score her any points as they ground the girl, take away her electronics, and, perhaps worst of all, say they're disappointed. Smitty and Martin talk through their next move and their parenting techniques. Ultimately, they realize they're a good pair. "When I go nuclear, you're the cooling system that keeps us from melting down," admits Martin. And upstairs, Tyrell tells Sam that Nathan is a walking red flag in sneakers and warns her the dude is trouble. She pretends to agree, but then steals Tyrell's phone to secretly message Nathan and set up a meeting. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Wednesday, October 29th, imply that Bradley, Smitty Smith, and Martin Richardson will be outraged, while Joey Armstrong will issue a warning. It looks like the October 29th episode will pick up where the October 28th show left off. Martin and Smitty walked into the family home on Tuesday's show and caught Samantha Richardson Smith making out with Nathan on the couch, much to the teen's embarrassment and horror. Samantha got the bright idea to take her relationship to the next level when she overheard a spicy conversation at Uptown between her aunts, Catherine "Cat" Richardson and Chelsea Hamilton. Cat was talking about her bedroom activities with Tomas Navarro and how this has brought them closer. Since Samantha had been desperate to get Nathan's attention, she thought that doing the deed with Nathan would finally solidify their romance. Unfortunately, her dads caught the two, but thankfully, they stopped them before Samantha crossed a line. Now, Samantha will have to deal with her father's fury, so it'll be interesting to see what happens next in this storyline. Across town, beyond the gate, spoilers for Wednesday, October 29th, note that Joey will let Elon Hawthorne, who's in charge. These two have a very shady history, and Joey will likely issue a warning to the police chief about who's really running the show in Fairmont Crest. Meanwhile, Joey's partner in business and pleasure, Vanessa McBride, will catch up with Danny Dupree. The two ladies have been clashing over Vanessa's relationship with Joey, but during Wednesday's show, Vanessa will be clear on her priorities. Will she let Danny know that her family always comes first? Always? She's also been having issues with Donald McBride, as she wants him back in school, while he wants to stay in town. Vanessa feels as if she can't be her authentic self with her son around, so will she start to consider Donald's feelings? After all, he just lost his dad, so he may want to stay home to be closer to his mom during this time of mourning. Vanessa could have an epiphany that pushing Donnell to go back to college is merely a selfish act, and she needs to put her son and his needs first. Beyond the Gates spoilers imply that Vanessa has been doing a good job hiding her true relationship with Joey. So could she also decide it's time to tell Donald the truth, or possibly end things entirely? On Beyond the Gates, Elon just gave Jacob and Isaiah an earful about living up to one's full potential, which is going to lead Elon to do a bit of soul-searching himself. Tuesday, 28 October 2025, was an intriguing episode of BTG. Not only did we see a bit more of the Hawthorne family dynamic on display, but we also learned a little more of Isaiah's backstory. Elon dumped a massive stack of file folders on Jacob's desk, and when Jacob argued he wasn't on desk duty anymore, his father pulled rank and told him he was on whatever damn duty he deemed fit. Jacob went in on his dad's dealings with Joey Armstrong, and he had had enough lectures about being a good cop. Elon was not impressed by being reminded that he is precisely the dirty cop his son claims he is, and that must have hit a nerve, as Elon fired back, saying that Jacob needed to learn the difference between being a good cop and a smart one. And, like always, perfect timing. Isaiah walks into the precinct and wonders what he has just walked in on. Straight away, Elon starts going on the offensive, saying this much-around kid must be back in town because he needs money again, and that he just wants his son to live up to his fullest potential. Isaiah tells us a tale in which Jacob was the golden child and always favored, as was his brother Luke, because they became cops like their father. Isaiah claimed he was always treated differently because he chose a different path. Even when Isaiah announced that he was offered a position at Banneker University as a counselor, Elon still wanted Isaiah to be more. There is a chance that this is just a projection, that Elon is really upset with himself for becoming that which he had fought against his entire career: corruption, greed, and circumventing the law. When Elon stormed out, I bet he went to his office and hated himself for what had just happened. Where to next? Elon is going to go marching up to Joey's casino and have a word with Joey about their relationship. Joey is going to remind Elon where the power sits, as the spoilers show. In Too Deep, and with too much at stake, Elon is going to have to find another way of dealing with how he feels. BTG spoilers for Thursday, October 30th, 2025. Reveal that Derek wants to know whether Ashley is on board with their wedding plans, especially when Andre enters the scene. The Beyond the Gates spoilers for Thursday, October 30th, 2025, suggest that Derek wants Ashley to commit fully to their wedding plans. Meanwhile, a run-in with Andre will cause one of them to become overly emotional. A run-in with Andre pushes Derek to ask Ashley for a wedding update. Andre might trigger Derek's insecurity or make him feel he needs to prove his commitment to Ashley. He feels left out of his relationship, which is why he has been hiding the fact that he has feelings in his legs from her. Meanwhile, Ashley is still navigating her emotions after learning that Andre has married Danny. Derek sees a wedding as a last-ditch effort to save their relationship, but she could be dragging her feet. Ted and Leslie try to forge a new path forward. So far, their relationship has been defined by secrecy and deceit. Leslie is determined to reunite with Ted. She sees him as her one true love. He, however, doesn't. So when the teasers talk about forging a new path, what does that look like? As friends, enemies, or is there a reunion in the works? Ted is in a vulnerable spot right now, considering he has to deal with Nicole wanting to date his friend and business partner. Is that why he's considering walking a new path with Leslie? Because he's hurt? Tyrell defends his sister's honor, which impresses Jessica. The you-know-what just hit the fan for Samantha when Martin and Smitty caught her on the couch with Nathan, her school crush. While Samantha deals with her dad's anger and concern, look for her brother to defend her sister's honor. This might mean he has a confrontation with Nathan. How intense will things get? Meanwhile, Vernon and Nicole's Halloween plans are interrupted by an interloper. This situation will be followed by family members seeking much-needed advice. First of all, what are these plans? We may learn about another Dupree family tradition. Second, which family members are in dire need of Vernon and Nicole's words of wisdom? There may be a line out the door. Beyond the Gates, spoilers imply that Tomas Navarro made his choice between rivals and sisters, Eva Thomas and Catherine Kat Richardson, and he chose Kat. Eva has since moved on, and it looks like Isaiah Hawthorne has caught her eye. As Isaiah makes his rounds in Fairmont Crest, could he turn Kat's head too? Beyond the Gates, spoilers suggest that Isaiah entered the canvas on Wednesday, October 22nd, and shared a nice scene with Eva. The two certainly have sparks, and the idea of Ted Richardson's other daughter having a romance is nice. After all, her heart got broken by Tomas, someone she truly believed she could share a romance with. To make matters worse, Tomas chose her bratty half-sister, Kat, someone who's grown up with everything Eva always wanted. From living in the lap of luxury to being raised by Ted full-time, Kat has it all, and now she has Thomas too. If Eva and Isaiah's flirting turns into something more, only for Kat to stroll by and blow it all up, this will only add fuel to the fire where the Eva-Kat feud is concerned. It's hard to tell if Kat truly loves Tomas, or if he's just a prize in her war against Eva. After all, most women would have run screaming to the hills if they had multiple bad nights in bed with their new boyfriend. Plus, catching Tomas and Eva in bed would have been a deal-breaker too. It's nice for Tomcat that the relationship is back on track. But do they share true love? Or is this more about getting one over Eva? If Kat's eyes wander toward Isaiah after Eva staked her claim, would this be about genuine attraction? Or would it be another way for Kat to poke at her sister? Would you like to see Isaiah with Eva or Kat? Will Kat show some interest in Jacob Hawthorne's brother? Share your thoughts. Tune into the CBS Soap Daily and check out this site often for the best Beyond the Gates updates, spoilers, and news. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Wednesday, October 29th, indicate some explosive moments in the land of Fairmont Crest. Joey Armstrong issues a threat, while Vanessa McBride irons out her priorities. Plus, Martin Richardson and Bradley Smitty Smith are furious. Find out about what's going down during Wednesday's show below. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Wednesday, October 29th, reveal that Joey will give Elon Hawthorne a warning. He'll let the police chief know exactly who's in charge, and the casino owner won't mince words. These two have quite the past together and have worked hand in hand on many occasions, so it'll be interesting to see the threat Joey issues to Elon. Across town, Vanessa will meet up with Danny Dupree. Vanessa may be best friends with Danny's sissy, Nicole Dupree. However, she's still very close with Danny too. The ladies have clashed over Vanessa's work and personal relationships with Joey recently. Still, during the Wednesday show, the high-end real estate agent will make it very clear as to where her priorities lie. Vanessa cares for Joey, but her children are her world. So what kind of steps will Vanessa take to show Danny that Donald McBride comes first? In other news, Beyond the Gates spoilers for Wednesday imply that Smitty and Martin will both be furious with their daughter, Samantha Richardson Smith. Unfortunately, Samantha crossed a line when she invited Nathan to her home, and the two dads will catch the teens making out. Nathan seems to want only one thing from Samantha, something June caught onto during the Monday, October 27th episode. June was able to cool Nathan off when she accidentally dropped a milkshake on him at the diner, even though it upset her biological daughter. Will Samantha continue to pursue Nathan, or will she see the boy for what he is, a player? Isaiah's arrival at the precinct gives way to a tense family reunion. This week, we may learn more about the Hawthorne family than ever before. That's because Isaiah is back in town, and in the Tuesday, October 28th episode of Beyond the Gates, we got to see more of the family dysfunction. While Kat staked out uptown so she could, once again, warn Isaiah about the evils of Eva, Isaiah was at the precinct reconnecting with his dad and brother. And it was through this dysfunction that we were reminded or learned new information about the family. Jacob is more than married to Naomi. He's a detective with a dad who's the chief of police. In addition to Isaiah, he has another brother who's also in law enforcement in some capacity. And Jacob's mom is a dispatcher. When are we going to meet her? And this other brother? It would be lovely to have the entire family together and see them interacting with one another. As far as family dynamics, Jacob is the golden boy, and Isaiah is the bad boy, misunderstood son. What about the third brother? Where is he a police officer? However, there's a real schism developing between Jacob and Elon. Jacob fancies himself a by-the-book cop, to the point where he sometimes comes off judgy and self-righteous. Elon deals in shady alliances with Joey Armstrong and Detective Marcel Malone, so black and white isn't his game. Meanwhile, it seems like Isaiah and Elon have been fighting for years. Elon would rather his son be in law enforcement, just like everybody else in the family. But Isaiah is getting his psychology degree. That's where he feels he can do his best to help people. For some reason, Elon isn't on board with that. Apparently, Isaiah has a shady past involving arrests, and some of the jobs he took were with some shady fly-by-night schools. Elon begs his newly arrived son to go see his mother. She misses him. Elon admitted he missed Isaiah too, but that doesn't mean their issues are fixed. He's expecting his son to fall on his face, just as he has so many times before. With Jacob and Elon having fundamental issues with each other concerning Joey, this could be an opportunity for Isaiah and Elon to patch things up. After all, he has decided to take the Banneker University counseling gig he was just offered, so he's not going anywhere. BTG spoilers for Wednesday, October 29th, 2025, reveal that Vanessa tells Danny where her true priorities lie. The Beyond the Gates spoilers for Wednesday, October 29th, 2025, suggest that Vanessa and Danny will butt heads. Danny loves to take control, while Vanessa needs to clarify her priorities. Once again, Vanessa makes her priorities clear to Danny. Vanessa isn't appreciating the fact that both Nicole and Danny are questioning her choices. Nicole has been clashing with Vanessa over their differing beliefs and values. The sisters both know that associating with the likes of Joey Armstrong isn't smart. The guy is dangerous. Unfortunately, Danny and Nicole just don't know how much Vanessa thrives on being caught up with the dangerous types like Joey. She wants it all. She wants an equal partnership with the corrupt casino owner. Ultimately, she wants a place at the poker table. On Wednesday, Vanessa attempts to make sure Danny knows exactly what she wants out of life. How will Danny respond to that? Joey reminds Elon, Who holds the cards in their unholy alliance? And why does he have to suddenly show the chief of police who's boss? Maybe this is about Doug's death. His son Jacob is interested in finding out what really happened that night. Additionally, Detective Marcel Malone played a significant role in what went down. He works for Elon, and Joey has considerable leverage over him. Malone had to push back his retirement on Joey's orders. Will Elon and Joey come to a new understanding by the end of Wednesday's episode? Meanwhile, Samantha angers both of her dads. In BTG's weekly video preview, her two dads catch her making out with Nathan. Let's just say they aren't happy with her. Samantha has hit the trifecta of angry parents. June instantly became suspicious of Nathan's motives and even spilled a vanilla shake on him to cool things down at Samantha and Nathan's table in the middle of Orphe Jeans. And now Martin and Smitty are furious with their daughter. How long do you think they will stay mad? Also in Fairmont Crest, Isaiah ponders making a life-changing decision. The spoilers suggest that this decision might involve Eva. Kat told him everything she knows about her half-sister, and now he could wonder whether he should pursue something or leave her alone. Given his growing interest in Eva and his knowledge of her situation with Kat, this decision could lead to a romantic crossroads. One Dupree is forced to answer some tough questions. However, the individual isn't named. It could be Vernon, who fans think is keeping secrets from his wife, Anita, including a possible affair. Here's what went down Tuesday, October 28, 2025, on Beyond the Gates. When the Hawthorne men threw down, Martin was ready to take care of business, and Smitty took care of his a little late. On Beyond the Gates, the Duprees finished up their lunch with Smitty and Martin, celebrating the couple's reunion. Anita and Vernon apologized that a speaking gig had kept them from the Richardson-Smith's vow renewal ceremony. Smitty understood and said that traveling had prevented his own parents from being there. The patriarch and matriarch wanted Smitty to know that he was a part of the Dupree legacy, and that they were sorry that their advice about how Martin should handle the hate crime Kenneth and his brother had committed against him and Vernon had led to so much marital strife. Vernon appreciated that his grandson and grandson's husband wanted to start fresh, but cautioned them against burying the feelings that had led to their split in the first place. Smitty and Martin announced that they would be attending marriage counseling, which pleased the elders. After Smitty relayed that he would be continuing his journalism career, this time with Martin's full support, Martin affirmed his intention to concentrate on maintaining his position in the House with the 2026 midterms coming up. The congressman felt he had let his personal problems distract him from his constituents. Former Senator Dupree recalled that Martin had already displayed political tendencies as a child, which had prompted him to become the youth liaison for the Dupree Foundation. Smitty hadn't realized that Martin had already had those ambitions so young, and both Anita and Vernon praised Martin for his desire to do the right thing for his voters. Afterwards, Martin and Smitty realized they needed to get home. At Uptown, Kat and Chelsea went over purse business details like metadata and SEO keywords that would drive people to their website, but Chelsea could tell that Kat, who kept staring at the door, was preoccupied. Kat claimed she was keeping an eye out for Samantha, who was earning class credits and working for Chelsea Kat. But Chelsea sensed more was going on. When Kat finally admitted she was hoping to run into Isaiah, Chelsea wondered if her cousin had a thing for the young man. Kat scoffed that she and Tomas were solid, and Chelsea rolled her eyes when Kat said that she wanted to keep Isaiah from becoming interested in Eva. "Oh, Catherine," Chelsea scolded, suspecting that Kat was trying to pay Eva back for coming on to Tomas by ruining things with Isaiah before the meeting could start. The hungry Samantha arrived and went to the bar to fetch menus, allowing Kat and Chelsea to go on with their conversation. Kat reported that sex with Tomas was better than ever. Samantha listened as Kat sighed about how insatiable Tomas was, and how she shouldn't have waited so long to give up her purity to him. Chelsea giggled that Kat had gone from virgin to sex goddess overnight, but both the cousins were mortified when they realized Samantha had heard what they'd been talking about. Both Kat and Chelsea fumbled to explain to Samantha that sex wasn't the most important thing in a relationship, desperately listing connection, respect, consent, communication, and boundaries as higher priorities. Samantha suddenly decided that she'd rather have lunch at school and bounced. Kat was certain that Martin was going to kill her when he found out that she'd allowed his 16-year-old to be privy to nitty-gritties about her sex life. At the brownstone, Samantha greeted the surprised Nathan with a kiss, letting him know that her fathers would be gone for hours. Nathan more than once asked Samantha if she was sure she wanted to proceed. He couldn't ascertain what had caused her change in attitude. Samantha slyly confirmed that she'd wanted to strengthen their connection, so Nathan took a condom out of his backpack. Just as things were getting hot and heavy, Smitty and Martin came through the door. "Samantha Richardson Smith!" Smitty yelled. Nathan and Samantha knew they were busted. Jacob was angry when Elon dumped a stack of file folders on his desk. The younger detective pointed out that he wasn't on desk duty anymore, a demotion he had only endured after he'd accused Elon of being a crooked cop and tried to investigate the dead body in Stance Park. Elon commanded Jacob to do whatever he told him to do, growling that Jacob still needed lessons on how to be a good officer. Jacob refuted his father's claim just as Isaiah came upon the scene, surprised that, for once, Elon wasn't lavishing adoration on his favorite child. Elon bristled to hear Isaiah complaining about how his dad looked down on him just because he'd chosen not to join the force like Jacob, their other brother Luke, and their mother. The senior Hawthorne sniped that he just wanted Isaiah to live up to his potential, which Isaiah assumed didn't include having been arrested several times. Isaiah argued that he had gone on to get his Bachelor of Science degree and complete his master's in psychology, but Elon vocalized that those accomplishments had amounted to nothing but Isaiah taking a series of low-paying jobs. Isaiah flaunted the fact that he had received a job offer from Banneker University, but when Isaiah added that he hadn't decided whether or not to accept it, Elon went off that Isaiah didn't have enough sense to accept and that he couldn't be bothered to put down roots. The police chief snorted that Isaiah needed to pop in and visit his mother before he ditched town again. Isaiah wondered if Elon had missed him as well. Elon softened somewhat and said he had. He didn't disagree that Isaiah's work was important too. It just wasn't. Elon stopped himself and took off in a huff. Isaiah smiled to Jacob that as far as paternal conversations went, that one had gone pretty well. Jacob was confused as to why Isaiah hadn't immediately jumped on the opportunity Banneker was offering. Before Isaiah could answer, he got a text from his girlfriend Yolanda, who told him that there was nothing left for him here. Isaiah took the meaning and told Jacob that he had decided to work at Banneker after all. Carlton completed a problematic liposuction procedure, after which he and Shanice discussed how many ailments disproportionately affected Black people. Nicole came by the nurse's station, and Shanice joked about having to call maintenance if she and Carlton didn't stop flirting. As Carlton and Nicole agreed that they were both looking forward to their first date, Ted overheard and took issue with the two going out. Nicole icily reminded Ted that they were now exes, and therefore Ted had no say as to who she decided to spend time with. Ted resented Nicole moving on with his business partner and jeered that next, Nicole would be asking Laura to set up a Tinder profile for her. "At least I waited," Nicole clapped back, berating Ted for sleeping with the vile Leslie while they were still technically married. When Carlton attempted to speak in Nicole's defense, Ted told him to back the hell up. Though neither she nor Shanice thought the disagreement should be happening in such a public forum, Nicole chastised Ted for treating her like property and for not having valued her enough to remain faithful. Ted declared his friendship with Carlton over, castigating him for acting on his longtime crush on his wife. Ex-wife, Nicole again corrected, going on to say that the Ted she had known would never be treating her so shabbily. Carlton piped up that Nicole deserved to be with a man. "Truth hurts," he added when Ted objected. Ted replied, "Not as much as my fist is going to hurt going upside your head." Nicole was aghast that the men were sinking to the level of schoolyard taunts. Ted moped that he thought he and Nicole were past him, disappointing her, saying so much for being friends and experiencing forgiveness. Nicole wanted Ted to go, but after he did, she additionally flamed Carlton for him and Ted, acting like a couple of cavemen. Carlton sheepishly assumed that his date with Nicole was now off. "What do you think?" Nicole spat, after which Shanice told Carlton that she had warned him about trying to battle Ted in a less private setting. Beyond the Gates, weekly predictions dive into Dr. Nicole Dupree Richardson getting frisky and Samantha Richardson getting in trouble. We've got predictions for Nicole and Carlton Fitzgerald, for Catherine Cat Richardson, for Eva Thomas and Isaiah Hawthorne, Anita Dupree and Dana Leslie Thomas, for Joey Armstrong and Haley Lawson, and also for Samantha. If you're not following, please reach down and click that subscribe button. Let's dive right in. Our very first prediction. Nicole gets her groove back with Carlton. Monday spoilers for BTG have Danny Dupree telling Nicole that it's time for her to make a daring move. Danny tells Nicole that she's too nice and has a pass to do whatever she wants and to do whoever she wants. It's not even a hall pass since Nicole and Dr. Ted Richardson are divorced. Nicole's free to do what she wants. On Tuesday, Ted is waging war on Carlton. They're up at the hospital, and Carlton is standing there at Nicole's side, and Ted is ranting about how Carlton always had a crush on Nicole. Then Ted is threatening the guy and getting aggressive. Nicole has been hung up on Ted, even though he hurt her with the initial affair, and then when he slept with Leslie more recently, even though his excuse was he was drunk, Nicole actually seemed ready to give Ted another shot after Kat gave her some advice. I don't know why Nicole is taking advice from Kat, who is in her one and only relationship she's had in her life, and it's been problematic. Nicole seemed tempted to kiss Ted, and then she reconsidered. Then, of course, Leslie messed it up by pulling the fire alarm, and Nicole decided that was a sign she's moving on with Carlton. So when Ted gets possessive and aggressive with Carlton over Nicole this week, that might be another sign for her that she needs to forget Ted and move on. So Nicole may get over Ted by getting under Carlton, and if so, good for her. Our second prediction, Kat tries to wreck Eva and Isaiah before it even gets started. Monday spoilers have Eva and Isaiah making plans to hang out casually, and Kat has a lot to say to Isaiah. The first person we saw Jacob Hawthorne's brother talking to was Eva. They had a moment at Uptown over an ink pen, and then this next week ahead, they have another moment and are agreeing to hang out together casually. I wonder if Kat sees Isaiah talking to Eva, or if Isaiah mentions that he met a nice girl named Eva. I am quite sure that Kat will tell Isaiah that she thinks Eva is bad news and he needs to stay away from her. So, I think Kat may unpack a lot of the drama and trauma and tell Isaiah that Eva's mom is a horrible homewrecker who ruined Ted and Nicole's marriage. And Kat may even tell Isaiah that the last thing he needs in his life is Eva. I will say I kind of doubt that Isaiah listens. First, because there are official spoilers that Eva and Isaiah are destined to get into something. I'm still sure that Kat will try to push Isaiah in the other direction. However, you'd almost think that Kat would want Eva with a new man, with Isaiah, or with anybody, so that she will stay away from Tom Navarro. But you never know. Kat is still really salty about the fact that Eva slept with Tomas. I think that's all on Tomas, though, because he lied and said they were split up. Now, sisters before misters and all that. But Kat didn't want to be Eva's sister and said that to her. So I just blame Tomas for the whole thing. Our third prediction, Anita invites Leslie to Thanksgiving. Friday spoilers for Beyond the Gates say Anita plans a twist for an annual event, and it may heal old wounds. This could be about Thanksgiving. Already, she told Vernon Dupree that she has invited the drag queen who married Danny and Andre Richardson in Las Vegas, invited her to Turkey Day. But Anita may also invite the other articulates, Sharon Winger and Tracy Tyler, so that Barbara's daughter Leslie can meet them. Maybe Anita is hoping that if she lets Leslie have a little glimpse of the past, that it will smooth things over with her new neighbor. Although, I'm sure Leslie is going to be mad since Anita has said she will not be contributing any new funds to the trust. And I wonder if Leslie is going to run through all that money super fast with the crazy stuff she's doing. Our fourth prediction, Joey threatens Haley. Monday spoilers have Leslie offering Haley an alliance, but Bill Hamilton's little wife isn't sure that's a good idea. Leslie sees Haley at the club and says, "Imagine what we could do if we pulled our resources." Friday spoilers have Haley shaken after an encounter with Joey. So we all know that Haley's trying to kill Bill. She got that toxin from Randy Parker, who is also a minion of Joey's. And if he got it through a contact of Joey's, well, he may know about it. We know Randy doesn't like Joey and is scared of him, and very soon, He's asking Randy why he's hanging around Bill's little wife. I wonder if Vanessa McBride tells Joey that Randy helped Haley when she had her miscarriage, but that he said his name was Sammy. Joey can smell a rat a mile away, and also a scam because he's a criminal. Joey is going to be confronting Haley after he talks to Randy. I don't think Joey will particularly care if he found out Haley was plotting to kill Bill. But Joey might want a slice of the pie, a piece of that money, to keep quiet about what Haley and Randy are plotting. You never know. Joey might even want Haley to work for him, targeting specific rich guys and splitting the take. There's no telling what Joey will do. Our fifth and final prediction. Samantha's upset when all three of her parents unite against her. Monday spoilers have June and Samantha disagreeing on something. They are at odds, and I think it's about that boy Nathan. Tuesday spoilers for Beyond the Gates have Chelsea Hamilton and Kat overheard. So, Samantha overhears them talking, and Kat's saying that Thomas can't keep his hands off of her. Samantha wants this boy Nathan's attention and invites him over to her house after listening to them. Wednesday spoilers have Martin Richardson and Bradley "Smitty" Smith upset by Samantha. The two dads walk in on Samantha with Nathan. They are hot and heavy making out, and her dads flip out. Smitty is so mad, he even uses all three of her names. You know how parents do. We've also heard June telling Samantha before, "Focus on school, there's plenty of time for boys." But we know June's daughter is really into Nathan. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Tuesday, October 28th. Hint at some bombshells in Fairmont Crest. Nicole Richardson's men clash, while Samantha Richardson Smith eavesdrops. Plus, Anita Dupree and Vernon Dupree have a long overdue conversation. Find out about what's going down during Tuesday's show below. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Tuesday, October 28th, suggest that Anita and Vernon will have a long overdue chat with Bradley, Smitty Smith, and Martin Richardson. It sounds like the four of them will celebrate the Smarty reunion and the obstacles the super couple overcame to make it back into each other's arms. With that said, Vernon seems to be hiding something from Anita. So, will the CBS soap continue to foreshadow trouble between the Duprees? Across town, Nicole's men, Ted Richardson and Carlton Fitzgerald, will clash. While Ted and Nicole's marriage is over, Ted doesn't seem ready to watch Nicole move on. How ugly will things get when these two share a heated confrontation? Will Nicole be able to cool the situation down? Meanwhile, Beyond the Gates spoilers for Tuesday reveal that Catherine "Kat" Richardson and Chelsea Hamilton will be uptown when Samantha listens in on a conversation. Kat will spill the tea on her sheet sessions with Tomas Navarro, which will give Samantha some wrong ideas and set a new plan in motion. During this week's BTG preview, Kat is shown talking about her time with Tomas, and the next scene shows Samantha on her family's couch, making out with Nathan. Of course, her two dads will interrupt, but it looks like Samantha will take her new romance to the next level, thanks to her Aunt Kat's stories. What storyline are you most looking forward to during Tuesday's show? Share your thoughts. Tune into the CBS Soap Daily and check out CTS often for the best Beyond the Gates updates, spoilers, and news. Next week on Beyond the Gates, Halloween brings tricks, treats, and terrifying truths. Next week on Beyond the Gates, it's Halloween, so expect plenty of tricks, treats, and threats. Let's just hope no blood is shed. Look for Leslie to make a stab at a new alliance, leaving Haley unsettled, while she's rattled when she and Joey come face to face. Meanwhile, Joey focuses on his powerful and very secret alliance with Chief of Police Elon Hawthorne. Elon may not be happy with the sudden attention. Elon's son and Jacob's brother, Isaiah, has been back in town for 2 seconds and will already get an earful from Kat in the Monday spoilers. By Friday, the ghouls and goblins of the DMV get together for a big event that Anita throws. What is this twist that will help heal old wounds? Will this have to do with Barbara and her daughter Leslie? Here's the breakdown of what's coming up for the week of October 27, 2025. Monday, October 27th, episode number 159. Danny pushes Nicole to make a bold move. Haley is unsettled by Leslie's offer of an alliance. Samantha and June are at odds. Isaiah gets an earful from Kat. Tuesday, October 28th, episode number 160. Anita and Vernon have a long overdue discussion with Martin and Smitty. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of October 27th, 31. Reveal: Haley Hamilton will be panicked, while Samantha Richardson deals with a real-life nightmare, and Chelsea Hamilton will make a major mistake where her romance is concerned. In fact, Chelsea will upset her gal pal, Dr. Madison Montgomery. As BTG fans know, Madison was dealing with some issues with her mom during the Friday, October 24th episode, and it sounds like Chelsea will press the button on interfering. Family means everything to Chelsea, so she is only looking to help her girlfriend clear the air with her mom. But she may end up making things worse. Across town, Chelsea's niece, Samantha, will have an awful week. It looks like Samantha will overhear some adult talk between Chelsea and Catherine "Cat" Richardson. Cat will go on about her new bedroom action with Tomas Navarro at Uptown, not realizing her Samantha is listening in. Samantha will decide to mimic some of her Aunt Cat's moves with her new boyfriend, Nathan. The only problem is, the two will get hot and heavy on the family home couch. And of course, Samantha and Nathan will get caught by Bradley "Smitty" Smith and Martin Richardson. Talk about awkward and embarrassing. Still, the nightmare won't end there, as days later, Beyond the Gates spoilers imply that Tyrell Richardson will defend Samantha Richardson's honor at school. Will Nathan brag to his friends about how far he went with Samantha? During the preview, it only shows them kissing. However, there's a good chance that Nathan tells everyone they did more than that. Regardless, Jessica will be impressed by Tyrell's noble actions where his little sister is concerned, so at least romance will beautifully blossom for one of the Richardson teens. Over at the Fairmont Crest Country Club, it looks like Nicole Richardson will have her fair share of drama. During the October 27th episode, Danny Dupree will push her sister to do something bold. And this may be the confidence booster to get Nicole to hit the sheets with Carlton Fitzgerald. Unfortunately, Ted Richardson will catch wind of this, and the two men will have a heated encounter on the October 28th show. As the week progresses, Ted will try and forge a new path with Leslie Thomas. So will Nicole's rejection send him into his crazy ex's arms? Meanwhile, Isaiah Hawthorne will contemplate a life-changing decision. This is intriguing, as his dad, Elon Hawthorne, will also be on the show this week, when Joey Armstrong corners him and reminds him who's running the show. Will Isaiah think about joining the police force? Will Joey have a problem with that? He's a big mystery right now, so only time will tell. One thing's for sure, Isaiah will share scenes with Eva Thomas as they decide to spend more time together in a no-strings-attached kind of way. Kat will also give Isaiah an earful earlier on in the week, so will she warn him about her half-sister and to stay away? It doesn't sound like he'll listen to her. With that said, Eva will also get a heartfelt offer from someone, so it'll be interesting to see what this is all about. In other news, BTG spoilers for the week of October 27 to 31 hint that someone from the Dupree family will be asked some hard questions. So who could this be, and will someone be hauled into the police station? Speaking of messy situations, Haley will be rattled this week by two encounters. The first one is with Leslie, who will once again propose an alliance. Will Leslie somehow find out about Haley's plan to get rid of Bill Hamilton for his $10 million insurance policy? In addition to that, Haley will have a run-in with Joey too, and whatever the casino owner tells her will have her completely unsettled. Finally, Beyond the Gates spoilers note that Nicole and her dad, Vernon Dupree, will coordinate Halloween plans, but sadly, these will be railroaded thanks to an intruder, possibly Leslie, and a fellow family member who needs some words of wisdom. Beyond the Gates spoilers for October 27 to 31 indicate the next 5 days will be explosive in Fairmont Crest, so fans won't want to miss a moment of the drama. Beyond the Gates Daily YAPP for Tuesday, October 28th. What did you expect, Nicole? Welcome to the Beyond the Gates Daily YAPP for a quick, and by that, I mean you're already halfway done, recap of the most amazing, or what the heck did we just watch moments on today's episode. Let's get to it. For a world-renowned psychiatrist, Nicole sure is situationally unaware and starting to get on my very last nerve. You didn't need tarot cards or a crystal ball to see how the scene in front of the nurses' station at Garland Memorial Hospital was going to play out. Surely she has heard of testosterone. Well, Nicole, When you put yourself in the middle of two men and make sure there is enough oxygen and fuel, you know the heat in the room is going to cause a fire. She carefully pitted the two against each other and kept enough comments flowing to ensure the simmering tension took hold. Then, to make matters even worse, after getting things all wound up instead of diffusing it, when Ted left, she then had the gall to have a go at Carlton for doing exactly what she knew he would and did. How are you the only one in the room? In the right? She's not. And the last bit of respect I had for Nicole is gone like the coffee in my cup. Please let Ted and Carlton repair the friendship and both leave that awful woman alone. Let her marinate with her Duprees and wax poetic about what a Dupree is and isn't in a room full of unwarranted praise. Want more details? We got you. Soap Central has the best full recaps on the internet. You can even go back over 30 years and read each one of them. If you can't wait until the next episode, we have daily spoilers too. And whatever you do this weekend, do not. Seriously, do not. Forget to read the 2 scoops for some laughs in the as close as we can come to being a watching party without actually being a show. And the best part is if you agree or disagree, we want to know. As always, share your comments below. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Tuesday, October 28th confirm that Ted Richardson clashes with Carlton. Meanwhile, Anita and Vernon have a long overdue discussion with Martin and Smitty and more. Read on as soap opera news breaks it all down. Chelsea has always been Kat's little confidant. These two talk about everything. Fashion, work, bags, boys, girls. Nothing's off limits. But lately, Kat's relationship with Tomas has taken quite a turn. She's practically glowing, and during a heart-to-heart with Chelsea, Kat admits that Tomas can't get enough of her these days. Guess who overhears and makes an impulsive move? Samantha Richardson. After being at odds with June and catching bits of Kat and Chelsea's chat, Samantha cooks up a spontaneous plan, and somehow, it involves Nathan. Meanwhile, Anita and Vernon finally sit down for a long overdue talk with Martin and Smitty. Now that Anita and Vernon are officially back together, vows renewed and all, the timing couldn't be better for that conversation. Elsewhere, things aren't looking good for Ted. He's struggling to accept that his marriage to Nicole is really over. And to make matters worse, it looks like she's moving on with Carlton. That doesn't sit well with Ted, who's always suspected Carlton had a thing for Nicole. Before long, tensions explode, and the two men go to war over her. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Wednesday, October 29th, confirm that Joey reminds Elon Hawthorne of who holds the cards. Meanwhile, Samantha Richardson angers her parents and more. Read on as soap opera news breaks it all down. Joey has never been one to play second fiddle. When he walks into a room, you feel it, the kind of quiet authority that says he runs this. He's the kingpin of his own empire, the shot caller who sometimes has to raise his voice to make it clear who's really in charge. No matter who he teams up with or what kind of alliances he forms, one thing never changes. Joey runs things. Always has, always will. And someone's about to get a sharp reminder of that fact. None other than Elon himself. Their partnership might look like an equal power play on the surface, but Joey's the one holding the cards. In this unholy alliance, he'll make sure Elon remembers exactly who's running the show. Meanwhile, Vanessa is making her priorities crystal clear to Danny. And if anyone knows a thing or two about priorities, it's Danny Dupree. She's had to do some serious soul-searching on that topic more than once, so when she speaks on it, she speaks from experience. Right now, though, Vanessa might not be thinking entirely straight. She's a grieving widow trying to find her footing, and some of her choices are already raising a few eyebrows. Still, she stands firm, insisting she's doing what matters most to her, even if others might not agree with the path she's taking. Elsewhere, Beyond the Gates spoilers for October 29th say things get fiery when Samantha manages to anger both of her dads. After turning up the heat with Nathan and getting caught mid-makeout session on the couch, you can bet Smitty and Martin aren't exactly thrilled, and when those two are upset, you know it's going to be said. Plus, one Dupree finds themselves facing some tough questions, while Isaiah weighs a life-changing decision. What kind of questions could shake a Dupree like that? And what big move is Isaiah considering? Could it be about a new job? Or maybe the decision to stay in Fairmont Crest for good? Beyond the Gates spoilers for Tuesday, October 28th, suggest that Samantha Richardson Smith will have a light bulb moment, while Ted Richardson will threaten Carlton Fitzgerald. After some encouragement from her sissy, Danny Dupree, during the Monday, October 27th episode, Nicole Dupree decided it was time to take the bull and make a real move on Carlton. Later, while in her office at the hospital, she asked Carlton out. As such, it seems like Ted and Carlton will clash on Tuesday's show. Whether Nicole and Carlton decide to go to dinner during the October 28th episode and run into Ted, or the ex-husband somehow stumbles upon them sharing a moment at the hospital, he and Carlton will get into it. With that said, Carlton and Ted won't only banter back and forth. Ted will issue a threat, one of physical violence. As Ted and Carlton exchange words, Ted will tell his friend and business partner that he has always had a sneaking suspicion over the years that he wanted his wife. This is when Carlton will state, "Truth hurts," and Ted will reply as he steps up close to him with his fist clenched, "Not as much as my fist will hurt as it goes upside your head." Yikes, will things get violent between the men, or will someone stop them? Across town, BTG spoilers suggest that Anita Dupree and Vernon Dupree will have a talk with Bradley Smitty Smith and Martin Richardson that's long overdue. It looks like the foursome will celebrate Smarty's reunion. Since Martin's grandparents couldn't be there for their vow renewal, they may do something special at the Dupree mansion for the happy couple. Elsewhere, Catherine "Cat" Richardson and Chelsea Hamilton will meet up at Uptown, and the talk will turn spicy. Kat will likely update her cousin and bestie on Tomas Navarro's injury, which was something that occurred during one of the bedroom sessions. This is when Kat will get into some of their steamier moments, and unbeknownst to the ladies, their teen niece Samantha will listen in. From the sounds of it, Samantha will get some ideas on how she can turn Nathan's head. The young girl has been desperate to get Nathan's attention, but sadly, he's only interested in one thing: to land Samantha in bed. Samantha definitely deserves better, and June advised her daughter to forget about Nathan, as he's a player, on the October 27th episode. Sadly, Samantha only got annoyed with her bio mom. Beyond the Gates spoilers suggest that Samantha will decide it's time to step up her romance game with Nathan by getting physical, and it sounds like she'll take him to her family home and turn the heat up on the living room couch. However, trouble is brewing, as the two dads are slated to catch young Samantha debut. Either suitor, which is sure to make things very awkward and horrifying for the teen. Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.